Guys, so welcome back to the crew 2 Noob the Summit number 24. That is what we're gonna do. That also means that we are closing in on number 26, and that will be the last one for batch number 2. 27, 28 and 29 will be repeats of Summit 2, 6 and 10. That were the three first premium summits, and those three, that is what will follow the Summit batch number 2. And then somewhere in mid-November we will start with the third batch. But till we are there, we have a few to go, including this one, the Porsche Addict. There is a bundle available as every week in the shop here, but as you can see, owned it says. So for once I don't have to buy stuff. That's more or less what it comes down to. What we do have to do is first clean out this mailbox. Don't know why I have that here, but from a previous event or so. We want an empty mailbox because we have to collect our goodies from last week first. Let's have a look. 180th we finished with our 1.3 million 15,000. That is also showing us how the summit has evolved over the last couple of months. In the beginning, a score like this was probably good enough for a top 10 or a top 25 at least. That's no longer the case. More and more people have yellow sets, more and more people have all the skilled and score breakers and all that kind of stuff. But it's still good enough for platinum, so Fame Pack 400,000, nobody worries about those. We have a Rallycross edition Ford Mustang Nitro Chemist set for the motocross and Ferrari F12 Tour de France. Let's collect that first. That Nitro Chemist set, yeah, it has ventilated in it, which is not that bad for motocross. That is taking in consideration that you actually do the jumps, because the ventilated is refill for your nitro while you're in the air when you do the jumps. But of course, as we know, many people don't do jumps, they just drive next to the ramps and stuff like that. Something they need to look into, motocross, that is for sure. But changes will happen over time. They will look into certain disciplines like monster truck and the handling of that kind of stuff. So they also might look at the motocross one point or another. We will see. The bender, on the other hand, that's very interesting for bikes, but not so much for motocross bikes though. So I would replace the bender with something else, pure or extra pump if you need it, or something like that. For now I will put the set on this KTM to keep the sec alive, but I probably will recalibrate the bender into pure or something. Ventilated with pure, pretty good for motocross, but that all doesn't matter so much. So what else did we get? We get a new car here. Well, not a new car, a new spec more or less. The Mustang GT we already had in different disciplines, but not in rallycross yet. So that's what they brought in as well. And then of course the Ferrari. We're not gonna drive Ferrari, we are going to drive Porsche in this 24th summit of the series, because it is the Porsche Addict. As we see here, coast to coast next week, it's also gonna be a very interesting one. And by the looks of it, we need to buy the Gallardo for that summit, so that is something we need to be a bit more money. I think the Gallardo is with season pass, as I have it. The game, that means 560,000 or something. Presumably it will be in a bundle, but of course I don't know what they will put in that bundle next to the Gallardo. There might be some stuff that I don't need, some other power boat or some other air race plane that we do not need. Then I don't buy the bundle, then I just buy the Gallardo. In that case I have to pay 560,000. Coast to coast is a very interesting one in such a way you're gonna take some time. Those doing quickly the summit in 30-45 minutes every week. That is not gonna happen. There are 3 hypercar events in this one, and 2 of them are like 15-minute races, and one of them is New York, San Francisco, which is at least around 30 minutes. Of course, if you really make it into a time attack, some people are doing it in 24-25 minutes, but let's say on average 30 to 35 minutes you're gonna need for that just one race. And the week after that it's smoking tires. Let's see, over here we have the Mini Countryman that comes in, back from the crew one, and here we have smoking tires, the Agera Drift Edition, and of course some specific Summit vanity. I think like that Rainbow Tempest smoke is not available in the shop. Other than that, it's black and white on the schedule, and that is because this will be the one where you can win the Red Fury edition, and this one will be the one where you could win the Porsche Cayman Wasp edition. Second chance for people who missed it in the beginning, and then after that there will be another one of those where you can win the Hurricane Performante hypercar. Those are the 3 summits that they're gonna repeat, at least for now. Afterwards, third batch of new summits will appear, as far as I know. That is 17 plus 1. 17 new ones, and then at the end of that batch, also 1 repeat. Before they start some other stuff. Those will be revealed when the time is there, obviously. We have a speed trap and escape, a low altitude, 2 street races, a hypercar, rallycross touring car, all in Porsches, obviously. The name of the summit is the Porsche Addict. And a combo event where we have to use a Cayman GT4, or in case you have the Wasp edition, you can also use that one on a touring car track, by the looks of it. Let's start with the speed trap. That is already something very particular, especially since it's wonderful weather again. It is raining again, Linda. Unbelievable.
I know. I saw that. I've been drifting in the rain. Fun time. Whoopee-doo. Yep.
We have a few problems here next to the stupid weather. That is, we need a drag car, obviously, which is already not that great in the rain. Other than that, we have a bit of a jump, and then we have the bridge where you cannot touch the wall because you lose all the speed, so we're not gonna get great scores here, that is for sure. I already did the summit on my main driver earlier, and a bit of a problem here. I think I could get like something like 560, 570, more or less with the same parts. Also this one is maxed out with nitrochemist set with pure and frenetic. Maxed out as well, so it should kick in, that thing, frenetic kick as they call it, wheel spin thing. But it is pretty short here. You can come from further. Might be a bit of a problem steering wise, and so we're gonna go from this. Gonna start in 4th gear, shift to 5th as soon as possible. Let's see how it goes. And that sort of tells you already how it goes. Players are respawning here, sort of. That means that you need to pay attention on the minimap to see what's going on. But sometimes you come in here, just in front of you, a player respawns. Next to that, the more players around, the more traffic will be generated, which is the second problem on this one. Luckily it stopped raining already, that might be a little bit more helpful. But yeah, I'm not gonna go for 600-700, whatever. The third problem we have here is what we just witnessed here. The nitro doesn't refill that fast. bit of a problem. The result of that was that we did not have nitro when we needed it. Mini Cooper. Yep, that's also really, can also do that. Take a Mini Cooper and do the speed trap. Don't think you're gonna get a high speed, but it is possible. What is that guy doing here? He's trying to generate some traffic bug or something, I think. He's blocking the traffic, hoping that it disappears or something. You cannot touch the wall because then your tires heat up. 394 is our first score. By 46. Getting a little bit better, but not what we want yet. Mr. Mark from the Portuguese-Brazilian team. Would be handful if we actually move, because even in the menu you block the traffic. Traffic doesn't see you as being in the menu, they see you like as standing there in the middle of the road. Yeah, this is wonderful. Wonderful position that he has there. Oh, yes. Yep. Somehow there are some people here who managed to do a 718. Of course that's with slipstream and all, but still. As you can see, the traffic does not recognize the fact that he is in the menu, so you do not drive through them. I can drive through him because he's in the menu, but the traffic doesn't, which is a serious problem if you're standing there in the middle of nowhere, because now he's blocking the whole road, and he also does not see us and he doesn't realize it, which is wonderful to do with speed trap here. I guess we have to there's only one way to fix this. We go to the summit. We wait a few seconds, come back and hope for another session. Then we might not have that traffic. If not, we're gonna have to go with this score because... No, we still have the same session. Yep, already saw it. He is gone though. So if those trucks would actually move now, we might have another shot at doing some sort of run. But it's not only the traffic and other players. It's also this stupid jump. The steering is very difficult here and if you touch the wall you lose all. Good thing this car has 5 gears. So the question is, why do we only use 4? Because we forgot to press the button. Wonderful. It's just wonderful. Starting 4th gear and 1, we got the shift. $543. 546, 543. I must admit also on this one I have serious problems because I cannot steer in that bridge without touching the wall, or I have to slow down, which of course is not great for a speed trap, because then we have less speed. It is a bit of a piss pot work. Yeah, if you touch the wall, it sort of goes into some sort of wheel spin situation. And then you don't have any power, and then you do like 400 to 480, something like that. So I think I need to keep it in fourth till after the corner, that might help. Get 573.5. Take the corner in fourth gear, shift to fifth. We'll do it with this. I already saw here more than enough that we are not gonna get the 600 plus. That's normally what you get, around 630, 640 if you don't get the kick. If you do get the frenetic kick, you get like 680, 690. And if you do it with slipstream, you can do the maximum speed 720, and that shows on the leaderboard as 719.9. But also this one, I haven't seen it yet. I think first place is 718 something, but not a 719, so nobody reached the top speed on this one. The escape, that is another problem. It's off-road. You would say, okay, let's take a rally rate or something in that order. That's not advisable. And on this driver, I am not 100% sure that I have a muddy set. That is what we need. If you have muddy on the street set, you can use it with something like a Suzuki bike. I need to check it if I have it. What is this? That's a flame magnet. That's a sniffer. I have a bike set, but there's no muddy on it. 42% muddy I have on this one, but that's a nitrochemist set. That would work just fine. Because it's an escape, you don't need a score breaker. So I'm gonna take this one off and put that one on the bike and see if it's good enough. If not, I think I do have a muddy set on a hypercar, but it's a bit of a piss pot escape again, just like the speed trap. That's 5 parts where I have muddy on. This one I do not, and this one neither. And I also think that most of them are not maxed out. No, this is minimized even, 3%. But we'll try it anyway with this thing. And this is basically avoid the trees. We'll see if it goes with 5 parts of muddy. Can recalibrate a bit, but I would like to save my money because I need to buy that Gallardo for next week. Summit. Retry. Manual we also do no longer need. We can just go for automatic for the rest of the event. There's no drift or so. This is a bit luck based. More trees you can avoid, the better you will go. But I don't have enough money on this because it slides too much. Other than that, it's a bit bouncing on rocks, trying to avoid the trees, jump all over the place. That is more or less what this escape is all about. It opens up here a little bit. There is some road here, but it's not advisable to take this one because it goes back to where you come from. So we're gonna cross this one. Here you have the railroad bridge, and then if you survive this part, you come to another road over here, somewhere. There it is, downstairs there. If you can get it to there, then you can probably get it to 4,000 or 5,000, something like that. Meters, that is. So there you go. Hope for the best. The less trees you can hit, the further you will go. So the route is always going to be a little bit different because it's completely random how you bounce off these rocks and these trees. So doing 3 times the same route is not that easy on this one. Because most of the time you also have no control at all. The bike more or less decides where it goes. You can just like correct it here and there. You cannot hit any trees to make it to this road and then get away with it. But yeah, we need few more attempts. We need at least 4,000 meters or something. Muddy does help a bit because I'm not limited to 180. But I'm also not getting 330, so you might have to fully upgrade it with Muddy. I had a good speed. I was hoping to bounce off that rock, because you're gonna hit trees and rocks anyway. Get one stop probably, get away with that, make it to the road, but if you hit 2 or 3 trees then it's over now, you better restart. Like here, I have no intention to go that much to the right, the bike says we do, so we just follow the bike more or less. Way too much to the right, then you find a better. Not this one. Drive a little bit in a circle. As far as I can. Okay, let's try and cockpit view. Might react a bit faster then. My ghost here is a car actually. Because he was lucky here and there as well. But so far it's kind of okay. Only hit 1 tree, I was about to say. At the moment where we hit the second. But we also do not have much speed as it is. So I guess we have to max it out with Muddy. I'm not going to spend my money on that. Not for a skill test. We can do it a couple more tries. We can get it to the road once you automatically do 500-600 meters further. Because once you're on the asphalt, you can get like up to 300 plus kilometers an hour. No intention to go to the right, but my bike slides there. And that's because we don't have enough money on it. Maxed it out with 66% Muddy. Yeah, it's not super stable, but at least it's more stable than it is. It's called a skill test, but it's this one they could just call a lucky skill or whatever, because that's what it is. you just fly through the trees like here. Either you get through it or you don't. Not much to do with skill. Only has to do with ethics and luck. Starting to wonder, have they changed the weather sequence again or what's going on? Like 10 minutes and you have 3 times rain.
Yep.
Like once or twice an hour normally, after they changed it again. Like in summer or something when they did that like little patch. One of the changes they did, but I had it earlier on my second, on my main driver. On my main driver as well. For like 30 minutes on a certain event, I had 2 times rain there. Wonderful weather, as Burgers called it. We call it the trash weather. I don't need it, I don't want it. Just give me an option to put the damn thing on summer. Which in my opinion also makes the game look the best. Yes, so far. Now that's gonna run out here. I saw it. It's unsteerable. That's what it is. Left here, jump over the rock. That's the first part. And then you need to be already lucky that you land here more in the middle. Instead of drifting towards all kind of trees. But these are sets, you're not supposed to do this with like, this is like one of those downsides of muddy, I guess. So those are things that I do not spend my money on recalibrating. Because where do you need it? Yeah, off-road escape, which is not something that we run into often. We had a few in like 2 or 3, I think, in like 24 summits. So. On my main driver, that's all fine. We have all sets. We can do whatever we want. On this driver, not of course. Sort of went with summit by summit and get the parts that we needed, and it doesn't give us enough off-road escape speed to actually put money in that. And I'd rather save the money to buy the car that I need next week or so. Nice, very nice. To show us the mushrooms on the tree. But yeah, we'll see. Our goal, as every week, is to get to like 1.3 million. And if you do that on a Saturday, we have noticed last week for the first time that then you sort of end up somewhere in the top 100, 150. Which of course is good enough. Doing it on a Wednesday morning is all fine to make it into top 5, top 10, but then over the week you will drop like 150 spots. So the result will be the same afterwards. Just go straight. I'm also starting to wonder. See, I don't have the mud set up. I might actually do a better run with a rally race bike. benefit of using the Suzuki is that thing can do 280 or so off-road and 300 on the road. But if you don't come to the road, also the BMW bike, for instance, in rally rate can do 240, 250. So it's not going to make that much of a difference if you not make it to the road. Like this is a proper run, and then you have the super carrier here. That's not too bad. I don't have enough money to get the speed anyway. No. If you don't have a full muddy set, it does not work properly. So we're gonna test it to see how far we can get with the rally raid bike, or with a Porsche or something like that. Porsche is also not that wide of a vehicle, so might actually work. But yeah, there are a few peculiar things happening in this summit. It is the Porsche Addict. And that also means that one of the prizes that you can win for gold medal or something is this 959 raid Porsche. Makes not much sense that you actually have to use it in a way. So to keep it, let's check to be sure that we have parts on here. Oh yeah, we do. We have 4 parts on there, and these are the recalibrated ones that we won from the set. Last week or so, boosted parts, and the rest of the parts is coming in this summit, I think. Whatever. This is a rally bike, also then jumping all over the place. But this you're gonna already see it goes smoother than with the street bike actually. We might be able to score more using this bike than the muddy street bike or hypercar. That is if you survive the trees. The physics of the rally raid are something very particular as well. We are off-road on an off-road bike. This thing should work properly, but it actually doesn't. Constantly need to make it set up as stiff as possible to actually go fast on the off-road. And the result of that is also on a downhill like here, uncontrollable. They also took away the freedom of the rally raid in such a way that they put these stupid rocks all over the place. Otherwise you could explore the map a bit more off-road, but now you have like these hidden rocks which you barely see. Getting enough of this. Tree Paradise. It does not steer at all. That probably has to do with the fact that it has been raining earlier. It's dry now, but the surface is still wet. So you have totally no control over bikes as it is in this game. If it's raining, bikes are not that great. We are doing 250 on this rally raid bike. Let's It's definitely not the speed we were getting. You can't go right because then you end up on this barrier. Totally unsteerable. I steer left all I can, but the bike in this case just goes straight. That's the biggest frustration. As a keyboard player in this game, steering is bad. Some basically not steering at all. Not at all. Just bounces all over the place. Can put the suspension softer, of course, but that is not choice at all. Now it's full of trees. Guy shows up here with a buggy. Ghost driving an Egoista hypercar with Muddy on it, of course. They just fly through the streets, or probably over them. There's so much speed that they fly over them, probably. That's how they get through. Go to the left, or we hit that stupid barrier. Yeah, and then you have these rocks here right behind the tree. And that's why many people don't like the off-roading. Crew 1 we had some big rocks, obviously, here on the right, but we did not have these little rocks here hidden behind trees where you, like now you drive through the trees, that's fine, that's like proper off-roading. But then we have these rocks, we just missed one there. Last bit here is also to get to the next road there. And the circle is there, so we have to go off-road further. 3,500 at least. With the street race bike you can immediately go left and then you can get like, I don't know, 4,500. 130,000 is fine for now. Enough messing about with the trees. Low altitude, yeah, that's pretty simple. You can almost score the maximum over here. Maximum you can do in a skill test is 157,850. Yeah. We have skills with score breaker, skills maxed out. You should be able to get something in that area. Which means you need about 35,000 points, I think, something like that. And that will switch it to 157,000. Not if you hit trees. Is it the tree summit again? 28, that's not good enough. Don't need to know the score, it's not good enough. That's where the score breaker and skills come into play. We have the multiplier on 3 here, score 825 points constantly. If you don't have skills and score breaker on it, you're gonna score way less points constantly. I think I tested it the other day without any of these things, and then you score like
To the left.
about 300 points, so that's like 500 points less during a period of many seconds. aerodynamics. Also, again, not good enough. You also not go too low because then the multiplayer, if you touch the ground, the multiplayer goes to 0. Here we're gonna lose a +3, but that doesn't matter. Just get over this 3 road, there is a road there, and then go down again. Get it on 3 for that last bit. You should be able to score 30 pounds. Don't hit a 3. 31.5. What does that give us? Let's have a look. 157,575. That's more than good enough. Knowing the fact that 157,850 is the maximum you can score in any event in a summit. So those 300 points are not going to make any difference at all. 918 Spider Hypercar is, as far as I know, Hollywood. Once again, but yeah, there are not that many hypercar tracks. So if it is hypercar, you're gonna end up with the same tracks returning in some of the summits. That is kinda logic. Unless you prefer the longer ones, then you will be happy next week. Hypercar. Porsche 918, I think I have the parts on it, but I'll double check to be sure. Well, more or less. Bit of a mix of extra pump, frenetic, pure and rear drag on this driver, but that will do just fine. Might have a look again on that escape later on, maybe. To score some more points there.
3, 2, 1.
You can go left of this bridge here and jump if you are feeling lucky, but also there are a bunch of trees. The chances you're gonna hit the tree there are bigger than not take the jump. This is also diamond tray. That is one of the reasons why I'm playing a little bit less. Next to the fact that I'm kinda playing the division a lot as well lately. But in general, this summit is not competitive enough. It's supposed to be a competition, but it's not competitive. It's made for casuals, it's made for in such a way that everybody can play it. And that means that also kids and casuals are aimed at, and that is yeah, that's why we have like on this whole map stupid ramps all over the place. And time attack over there, like in this also is the case here, obviously. Next to some other problems, which we will come to later, of course. Proper track, but then out of nowhere suddenly you have like one of these stupid ramps pop up. left of the checkpoint. We hit the checkpoint. More of a straight line. You can cross just before the checkpoint there, so. Trying to keep on the track, because I can wall tap and wall right that corner, for instance. .33.6 with some wall tapping, a wall, and some slipstreaming. And so, what are they doing here? Probably a 225 or so. Let's have a look. Yeah, 225.7 is first place at the moment. We're not gonna bother with that. The street races, both of them, can also get some benefit if you do it with a team slipstream. Of course, need to take in consideration it's not off-road or so you will have no slipstream. What's going on? Motor sound is a bit too loud compared to your voice. Good evening to you both, Thomas says. Good evening, Thomas. Let me check that, because yeah, there are some issues here and there. Windows have updated and it has like messed with everything. Did not recognize my mic on OBS, it did not recognize my mic on GeForce, that kind of stuff. You know. What can we do to fix it instantly is put the engine sound a little bit lower, I guess. And then later I check the GeForce or OBS settings to see if they have been messing with the volume regulator as well. That might be possible. Porsche, I think we can both of these street races do with the 911 GT3 RS, and this probably with the Cayman Wasp edition. So we need to check what we have on part wise. We have put a set on this one. Let's check the settings. I think I copied them. No, I did not copy them. Or did I? Some strange settings here on this one. Let me check that. Where are my... What is going on? Why doesn't my setup is no long? Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. 911 GT3 RS. Do we have settings for that? We do. Those are not the ones we have on that other car. So I need to write these things down. That seems to be a 2, 9, 10, 10, 10. 6, 3, 4, 3, 5, 0, 0, 2, 2 by the looks of it. Am I really driving with that? Possibly. Possibly. One, 2, 9, 10, 10, 10. 6, 3, 4, 3, 5, 0, 0, 2, 2. That were apparently the settings we drove with on the other driver, so we'll go with those. Which one on 50%, Thomas?
Three, two, one.
Oh, you mean the volume? Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't know why anyone else is even bothering.
Yeah, and on GeForce, I think I have the mic settings on 75%. But like I said, there was some Windows update and it messed with everything. It didn't even recognize my headset. Why it always does that, I don't know. Windows and their updates. Not getting that two way. No, of course not. Is it dynamic weather or it's always raining in this event? I haven't checked that. I did notice that there are no weather conditions set for next week's New York, so that is like, yeah, that is really a bit of piss pots. Because that means that some people will have like rain and snow and all that kind of shit. While others might be lucky and have like sun the whole road. From New York to San Francisco. It's running okay, it just lacks a bit power. Because we don't have enough nitro on this set either. We do have all the sets, but they are not fully recalibrated on this driver, so we're doing it with a little bit less nitro power. Yep. Very nice. Very, very nice. Always tricky there to avoid the railroad crossing signs because they are made of steel, concrete, whatever, I don't know, but they do not move. 252. But yeah, with slipstream and all, what are they doing here? I have no idea. Wouldn't surprise me if they go like 220 or sub.
It's starting to snow.
Oh, no. 231. It's kind of okay. Yeah, but this is like, I think this was like rain. Yeah, it is rain. And also the other one is rain. Wonderful. This wonderful weather. Oh no, it's not 100%. I have it lowered as it is because I also noticed that the headset sort of damps it a little bit, the volume as it is. And if you put the volume a bit too high on the game, it's like, yeah. But I haven't checked on OBS itself. Like, it might be possible that the volume is settings are also there. A bit too low. I will check it afterwards. Also, the other Porsche event is rain, by the looks of it. Coastal rains to the oil fields. Yeah, also that is more or less.
3, 2, 1.
What? Okay. Forget about the set weather conditions on these things, because now we suddenly have snow. I'm pretty sure we did not have snow on my other driver, so it's yeah, not the first time it happens, and I think there is some sort of bug with this weather thing. My advice to the devs: put it on sunshine and don't touch it. That's bullshit. Yeah, you have filters like those who want to take pictures in the snow and all that. You have filters in the photo thing, so they can take all the pictures they want. Driving wise, it's not a fun experience. Like now here, this snow, everything is white. Yeah, and then I'm also the wonderful idea of driving a white car. It also doesn't help. Yeah, like this part is that's a pure team slipstream thing here. Yo, slidey, slidey. Yeah, can't say yeah, I know. I read it on it's like some smiley. They think it's funny, yeah? They really think it. I hope we ever get Fergus in the call again. It'll be a very interesting conversation if you mention the beautiful weather. That seems to be a very bad time. $127,000, that's kind of okay. That's sort of our aim. 125 to 130,000 points. If we can do that in every event, then we should have around 1.3 million. That's sort of our weekly goal that we get for. We're a bit low here on this first one here. But we of course have a bit extra on the low altitude there. I'm gonna change these parts and put them on, I think they came in Wasp Edition. Seeing we have that thing, we can also use it. Which is of course also not, the normal Cayman, as far as I know, is not that good. It's not bad, but the Wasp Edition is better, I think. So that is a bit of disadvantage for those who do not have it, obviously. Unless some people are proving me wrong and are on the top with the normal Cayman. That might be possible. Let's have a look. Wasp top 3 has Wasp Edition in the friends list. And yeah. 9th place is the first guy that I see with the normal Cayman. The rest is all Wasp Edition. Occasionally you find one of the SATs that doesn't have it. So yeah, a bit of a disadvantage if you don't have it. But you have another chance to get it, because it's one of those cars that you can win in the 3 summits that they're gonna repeat, to give you guys a second chance. Of course, it's not gonna help you very much in this summit, of course. Yep, you can use both the normal one and the Wasp edition.
3, 2,
Touring car track.
Go, go, go!
Did they change something on this car again either? Seems like, or is this just like a touring car thing? Like, also this one suddenly seems to have no brakes. We had that the other summit as well. No brakes on the circuit track. Brakes were not super, but they were okay if you drive with them on the road. Feeling they changed something again. Throw it in and brake a bit earlier. Hello, give me. While he says that, understeers like crazy in that corner. On braking at least. Not that great either, I think. Everything is messed up again. Thanks for the follow. The only problem is that my activity feed is not giving it to me. I don't know why. Oh, let's have a look. What did we do? 259, they are doing 241. Manual gears and all that kind of shit, probably. On that one, what do we have here? 250, 236. Okay, 15 seconds, it's not that bad. 2 events to go, so that should be about 250,000 points. 100,000 bonus, 350. Yep. We should be around... which leaves us with these 2 events, of course. We're gonna do 2 runs on these things. I think the parts are fine. They are on the right car already, I think, for that.
Three, two, one.
You're gonna win this easy peasy lemon squeezy.
much set up on oversteer, but rather that than understeer. So. This section is something, alright. Don't have it right, that's what you get. Doesn't matter anyway. Because this is all very nice and very normal driving. Except we hit some walls here and there, but other than that, we're taking the normal track. But that's not what people are doing here, is it? And that is another thing that has made me decide to not play for top 10s anymore, because it's kind of pointless. You can still do it, but you need to spend too much time in it, and there is too much crap going on. As anticipated, as predicted like a year ago or so. We told them, don't do this, don't do that. Yep, they did it anyway. And for some that means they should simply disable the back on track. Because as we sort of could predict in advance, it's abused from left to right and from top to bottom. The summit is supposed to be a competition. If you make a mistake, you restart. It is as simple as that. You don't need a back on track in a summit event, in a competition. Same in real life championships. If they make a mistake, they are out or they get a penalty or whatever. But 317, very nice. We're gonna retry, obviously. And I did put the engines out a bit too low now because I can't hear my engines out, which is a bit of a problem. Seeing I drive on engines out.
3, 2, 1.
Because this is what people are doing, obviously.
Faster! Seriously, go faster!
To turn around here.
All I've gotta say
And
to
they
you
reset
is
like
keep
3
working your
times.
magic.
Because it's 3 laps, so they do it 3 times. The difference is quite huge on this track. We're talking about at least 15 seconds, I think. And in a competition format, that is quite a lot, eh?
Okay.
Whoa, that was a bit too late.
I'll talk with you later, Dave.
Okey-doke. Might have been too soon, actually. No, it's fine. 3:17. That was of course a pit spot run, that first one, but still, you can do like somewhere around 3 minutes, I think. 3:05, 3 minutes, 3:05, something like that. But yeah, with the 3 resets, you go at least 10-15 seconds faster. It's as simple as that. And they refuse to take that back on track out of it. Those are things that slightly getting on my nerves. If they don't want to take the back on track out of it, that's fine. But then they can just fix it with like putting some extra checkpoints in the corner down the road. That's also solving it. But also that they will not do. They will take in consideration for future tracks, but not in retrospective. Something I totally do not agree with. Because we have the same thing more or less recurring in the rallycross. Also there we will do 2 runs. Although I think the difference in this track is not that different, but we will see.
Three, two, one.
Listen to the engine. Insane.
Get the hell out of... Oh my god, are you serious? So give out always these. .222 very silently. Yeah, I'm gonna change that back. I will just not speak while I'm doing the runs, but I need to put that volume a little bit higher because I don't hear my engine at the moment. 222. We're gonna see we'll see what the difference is if we do the pit spot, because just like on the touring car, you can avoid a few things here.
3, 2, 1.
No comment. Just gonna give it like that.
3, 2,
Bloody stupid AI, why they are even in our race? Get the hell out of my way. Oh my god, man. Fucking grammar bastards.
Leading is a good look on you.
Okay, that didn't work out as planned. Come on. .220 and we got stuck at the end there, so yeah, also this makes quite a difference probably. Let's try one more run. So we have wall riding in that first corner and we have that jump reset in the other one. So those are like two next to the touring car,
2,
two piss spot tracks.
1.
Yeah, and that is just, that's a keyboard thing. I have to gamble there where to steer because car does not react fast enough there. One of those things why Rallycross is not
3,
super event for keyboard.
1.
It has too many left-right combinations in which the car does not react fast enough. So yeah. 209 compared to the 222 we did in the first run. One day they might learn it, but motocross, rallycross, checkpoint needs to be checked. Other events, checkpoint needs to be checked. If they can't check the checkpoints, disable the back on track. It's as simple as that. 1,312,000 is the result of all these thingies that are happening left and right. Was hoping you would stream the summit today. Yeah, that is what I do on Saturday now, 8 p.m. That's how I have it scheduled for now. We will see what we do later on. As you can see down below in the panel of the Twitch channel, it says PC1, PC2. PC1 is not yet here, but I did order a brand new PC. i9 processor, RTX 2080 Ti video card, 64 gigs of RAM. So we have a better system, which means we're probably gonna move more to streaming once it is here. It's gonna take probably a week or two because certain parts were not in and it needs 10 working days for delivery. So at this moment we are streaming from PC2, as you can see down below as well. Both of them are in there, the systems that I'm using. As for the summit, yeah, we might have a look. What did I do with my other driver here? I did 4,500, which is about 14,000 points more on that escape thing there. So if we can avoid the trees and get to the road. Yeah, it's about 1,000 meters that you can do more. World record is 7,000, so what have they been using? Drag car or so? No, never know here on these things anymore. Also a bunch of new names that like, where do you even come from? I have no idea. No traffic now, please, something, yeah. Whoever that is. 757469. Yeah, I guess a good luck run in between the trees and get to the road in time. Yeah, then you can fly low fly in that way. Seeing you're on a bike, all the way towards Salt Lake, I think it is. The low altitude is fine. 300 points away from the maximum score, so that speed trap also a bit of a problem to even make it onto the bridge with that with the keyboard to make that corner. So 600 plus, I don't know. Need to be very lucky to be able to get that. So there are some about 20,000 points that could be gaining there. The hypercar, I'm assuming, can go a bit faster. Yeah, we can do under 230 if we really put our mind to it. And 250, that can also definitely go faster. That's our lowest score at the moment, this street race. But yeah, also that people are doing that in team with Slipstream, no doubt about it. The other is the middle part is a 4-lane highway. No doubt about it, they are doing it with Slipstream. But I cannot care too much about it at the moment, especially if there are like 2 resets in this thing here. That is of course also something, it also it is what it is. It is in the game and people will use it as it is, but it's also a mindset which has been changed over the last couple of years. A couple of years ago, when people used resets or something, they majority just called them cheaters and they wanted them to stop. And nowadays, it is just like, it's the first thing what they're gonna look at. If there's like a new track coming out, they don't look at the track, they don't look, they're immediately gonna look like, where can we cut, where does the reset work, that kind of stuff. It is also a gaming mentality in a way. And that is what players have changed over the years. Now they all just take it for granted and they try to find new stuff and they just look for the bugs in the game instead of just leave them be and do your own thing. So like in the motocross, jump as you're supposed to do instead of cutting through the field. But yeah, you can, you know. That's the explanation they give then. But that is just a gaming mentality. And that made me decide to not go for top 10s anymore. As long as they do not take this thing in consideration. Either they put extra checkpoints or they disable the back on track in a competitive summit. That is what it's supposed to be. Summit was supposed to be a competition and they made it as casual as it can be. With their intake on it is like, the more people the better. They want every single player to play the summit and take a look on it, and yeah, it is what it is. Another one of those things. In the beginning it was fine when you do the skill tests. As you guys say, it was just fine. There were no players, or as soon as you started the skill test, the other players went into ghost mode or something. But what actually happened there was some sort of bug, I think. It actually broke the session, and that's why the other players disappeared. It was not supposed to be like that. So eventually they fixed that, and now you have it like they have intended it to be. Which of course for a proper summit player is a pain in the ass. Especially on speed traps like here. The more players there, the more traffic will be generated. It is just the same in boy smashing. If you do that on day 1 or day 2, you have like a bunch of boats on the water there. There's no way to go. Occasionally you're gonna hit or ram people, and then they get like name called for it just because the fact that there are other players there. As soon as you start the skill test, everybody should go into ghost mode. It's as simple as that. That gives all people a fair chance. Now some people don't have that much time to play the summit or whatever, and they have to deal with traffic and other players and traffic generated by other players. Why? Just get them out of there as soon as you start the skill test. But yeah, it is what it is, eh? It is a racing game, but it's not a competitive racing game. They just focus on the casuals and bring it open, and as many people as possible play, and that's all fine. And the numbers are great, I'm very sure of that, but the majority will be casuals and kids, I think. Also here in the summits we are like almost at the end of batch number 2. The real competitive players, they just do it like 30 minutes, an hour a week, and that's it. Other than that, they just moved on. Don't bother about it. Because of all that, these kind of things. If they want to make some sort of festival event for casuals, for the majority, for everybody, that is fine. But at least make some proper competition. But you cannot do a proper competition if there is a back on track, if there are other players bothering you on skill tests, and half of them don't even do it intentionally, just like they respawn at the start of the speed trap, for instance, because we cannot fast travel anywhere. Those kind of things, that matters. I might be back later a bit with some other games or whatever, or with some other driver, maybe. But for this, it will be what it is. 1.312, that's where we ended up, and that is good enough for 96th. That's sort of what you can aim for if you sort of play it in a casual way, and still have like some decent parts around. Make a mistake here and there, you can always make it into the top 100. Those people that end up with a bronze medal in these kind of things, I've told it before and I will say it again, I do not understand that. I really don't. It is what it is. Noob does summit number 24. We are 96th. I will see you guys next week, and bye for now.